Hello everyone, welcome back to SmaulTalk, the podcast about movies, video games, TV shows, whatever else we want to talk about. My name is Jordi, and I'm here obviously with Saul.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the SmaulTalk podcast. We've got some exciting topics to discuss today. As you may have noticed, it's starting to feeling rather Christmassy and holiday-like outside, so we thought a Christmas-ish themed episode would be pretty good.
Definitely. I've been looking forward to this one.
Yeah. I've been getting ideas for the weeks we've been talking about it, going, we could do this, we could talk about this, but it'll be a fun one because it's Christmas.
Are you feeling very are you getting the Christmas vibes where you are?
A little bit, yeah. I'm seeing a lot of lights outside. I quite like the decoration side of Christmas, honestly. I love seeing pretty lights and stuff, so that's getting me in the mood. Got no snow yet, though. In other parts of the country, we've had loads of snow, and it just seems to be the one city I'm in hasn't had none. So it's
do you want snow?
Yeah, I love snow. Snow's the best.
Oh wow.
Are you not a snow fan?
I mean, I don't really like the cold.
Ooh.
It's been very slippery here, and the idea of snow makes that even worse. But I mean, snow can be fun, for sure.
Snow is fun. I mean, would you rather be too cold or too hot?
People always say if it's too cold, you can just put on more clothes. But I like the idea of it being warm, so I'd always go with too hot.
But when you're too hot, there's a moment where you cannot take off any more clothes. But when you're too cold,
that's when you have a fan. So I guess.
I suppose. But being too cold is much nicer because you can get nice and cozy.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, I'm wearing an extra hoodie because it's very cold. So yeah.
No, it is pretty cold. But are you feeling Christmassy where you are?
For the first time in many years, yes.
Nice.
I usually don't really care about Christmas that much, but now I earlier this month I just came downstairs and I saw the tree and I was like, yeah, I'm feeling it. So I've been enjoying some Christmas music, some Christmas movies. I love the lights outside, even though energy bills are insane. People are still putting up lights, and I'm loving that. So yeah.
Yeah, you got to do it for Christmas. It's worth what comes after, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned song, which means I have to ask. I mean, we don't really talk about music too much, but what is your favorite Christmas song, or one you always go to?
I don't really have a favorite. I think 2 years ago, I don't know if you're familiar with the streamer and YouTuber Ludwig.
I know Ludwig, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Ludwig made a special Christmas album almost, or an EP, where he did covers of a bunch of Christmas songs, and I've just been loving that. That's weird, but it's super casual and relaxing. So yeah, I love that. How about you?
That's a good choice. I'm quite basic. Anything Michael Bublé when he comes on around this time of the year is just the go-to for me. He's got a great voice. And I'm like, yeah, this is the best time of the year because he's he doesn't get heard of throughout the year. And then as soon as it comes close to December, it's time to unleash the Michael Bublé.
We have the same here. We have a tradition in the Netherlands that's a radio show. Not really. It's a radio station. There you go. They do the top 2000 songs, and they do that every year from Christmas to New Year. And you can vote. You can vote for 35 songs that you think should be in that top 2000. And it's so much fun. I love just putting that up, and that's a tradition here that I appreciate the most. And especially when it's the final 6-7 minutes to the next year. There is 9 out of 10 times they will play Bohemian Rhapsody. And
that seems deserved.
Exactly. It's almost always number one. For 2 years, I think it's been this Dutch artist, which the song is pretty good, but it's not Bohemian Rhapsody. And Bohemian Rhapsody is just the perfect song to end and start your year with. It's so beautiful. So yeah, I love the top 2000 songs. They're some of my favorites that I found in that list, or that I'm like, yes, it made the top 10 again. So yeah.
No, it's that's quite cool, especially if you vote for a song and then you see it there and you're like,
yeah, it's so much fun. Yep.
Nice. That's very good.
All right. let's talk about Christmas movies, though.
Yeah, I suppose we should. Yeah. I mean, I'll be the one to ask you, what is your go-to Christmas movie when the season comes about and you're like, it's Christmas?
There's something that probably doesn't really count would be the first Harry Potter movie. Which is, it's not a Christmas movie per se, but the Christmas vibes from it you get,
that's fair.
It's perfect. However, when it comes to actual Christmas movies, it's always Home Alone. That's always a good one. But I recently rewatched A Christmas Carol from 1984. For the first time in 10 years, I watched it again. And I was like, this movie is so good. It's so much fun. It's an incredible Christmas movie. I remember getting nightmares from it 10 years ago. But
that sounds about right.
it was so scary when he shows kids under his robe. But now I just really love it. It's very fun.
That's nice. I mean, it's quite funny you mentioned the Harry Potter thing, because I feel like I've mentioned this before, but when it comes to like December, there's like a TV station TV channel. You got me confused with radio. There's like a TV channel that will just show all the Harry Potter films from start to finish. Like every night they'll do so it'll be like saying they'll do it every week. How many films are there? Is there 9? Is there 7?
There's 8. 8 movies.
8. Oh, one off. They'll be like, okay, Monday is the first one, and they'll do that every week, just repeating. And it's just one of those things that when I was at home more, like before uni and stuff, I just watch my siblings. We just put Harry Potter on and just watch it, even if we're like, yeah, we're not too bothered about watching it. We'll just throw it on, and then by the end of the film, we're like, yeah, we watched it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we'll have to watch tomorrow's one then, because that's just part of it. And then you get to the end of the week, and you're like, yeah, it's probably watched it. We'll just do it again because there's nothing else on. Let's just watch some more Harry Potter because it's the exact same film as last week, but it's still good.
Yeah, exactly. It's really fun. We have the same thing actually here. Tomorrow is when they start playing the final film. So
nice.
For the past few, I've missed the first ones, but the past few we've been watching all together. So it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
My parents hate the fact that my sister and I know the words to the movie, so we can say what they're about to say, and they're really so annoyed by it. But yeah, I'm obsessed with those movies.
That's cool. I say it's a good film series to be like that invested in, because it's quite wholesome really, because there's a whole community behind it. It's just nice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Plus, we know Harry Potter inspired you quite a bit with your books as well, or your writing career.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's basically what started it, and then I never published anything or wrote anything that's actually with fantasy stuff, but that's something that I still want to do. The thing that I made as a kid will be remade at some point.
And we all can't wait for it.
Cool. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
So this is an interesting one, because when I was younger, I don't really have many memories of watching Christmas films too much. Every year, there wouldn't be a go-to film. But one I watched not too long ago, which probably is one of my favorites. I mean, there's probably others in my head which I can't think of right now. But one that I would say is my favorite, and I don't really know why, is just Love Actually. I just think it's great. It's just a great film.
I've seen it.
You not seen Love Actually? That's a classic.
Oh man, it's been on my list.
It's a really good film. I mean, I'll be honest, it was quite a few years ago and I watched it, and I'm going to watch it this week actually. But so the details are a bit hazy, but I just remember really enjoying it throughout the whole way. And it's really cheesy British film, but it's really good at the same time. And I'm just yeah, I can get behind this. It's got a good cast in it, and it's just this is a really fun film, and I don't know why. It's one of those. It's kind of like Pulp Fiction in the sense that all the stories kind of link together in weird ways that they probably shouldn't. You have characters who, at the start of the film, you don't think they'll know each other, and then by the end of the film, they're like, "Oh, we do know each other. We're having Christmas together," or something. It's oh, they know each other. It's why? Okay, and you're yeah, that's fine. I'll accept it, and it's great. It's a really good film. I'm looking forward to watching it, but there's an honorary mention which I think I have to, and that's Elf. I hate Elf with a passion.
You hate it.
I hate Elf.
Wait, what movie is that? Elf.
I mean, Elf is the Will Ferrell one.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've probably seen it, but not cared enough to remember it.
Don't recommend it. The reason was I watched it for the first time when I was like 17, 18. So all the Christmas magic for me was just like overtaken by how realistic the film should be. Like, he's a human being living in the North Pole with elves. All he ate for his entire life was like candy, and it's like, how is he not dead? Like, he's not an elf. Like, the whole film is about the fact he's not an elf, and he's just not dead. I remember watching this and people getting annoyed at me for how annoyed I was. But I was like, he's eating candy. He admits to himself that he eats candy his whole life. He's not dead. He's not fat. He's just a normal human, and he doesn't suspect anything's different when he's like 10 times the size of all the other elves. He still thinks he's an elf, and it's just like, I just couldn't get behind the film, and maybe I just couldn't see the Christmas magic behind it. But I was like, this film is not. It's not a good film. I don't like watching it, and I think I have to watch it this week as well. But I do not like watching it. It's a bad film. Would not recommend it.
Oh my god, I love hearing you talk about a movie that you actually resent. Oh, that's so fun.
It's so hard to explain. I don't really hate many films, but it's just I hate this film for not because it's a bad film or anything. I just hate it because like doesn't make sense. And like, it doesn't have to make sense. It's a film, whatever. But like, it just doesn't make sense. It just like my brain can't comprehend how any of it works and the plot behind it. I'm just like, it's a silly film. Don't like it. But it's good because it's silly. But it's like, no, I refuse.
No, I love that. I've got a list on Letterboxd that's called movies that anger me when I think about them.
Wait. We need to hear one of these at least.
The one I hate most is Mortal Engines.
Really? I've never watched it, but I knew someone who like loved the film. Why would that make you angry to think about?
I read the book, and it was in Dutch, which is bad. It's a terrible book, and the ideas and the fantasy behind it is great about moving cities. That's so cool. But the story was about I think like it's a teenage boy, and it's so annoying how everything is about this girl to him, and he's very much a teenager, and that annoys me. But the writer, I was this close to tweeting the writer and telling him to stop writing. Because it was so bad, but I also remembered, hey, this was translated to Dutch, maybe it lost its magic there. But somehow the movie, which looked epic, by the way, was worse than the book. They got so many things wrong, and like one of the coolest parts of the entire story, they either ignored it or they messed parts of it up, and I genuinely get so angry when I think about that movie.
That's fair. I mean, I think we all probably have films that you think about, or someone suggests, and you just automatically just reply like, "No, this will not be being shown on my TV."
Yeah.
Like I refuse. I strongly refuse to watch this. Like, I think I've got like quite a few that I just hate with a passion, but I can't think of any others right now other than Elf's just in the brain right now.
Right.
But we could have a whole episode of just talking about films.
I would love to do that sometime. Yeah.
Add to the list, add that right there. Films and games that we just hate.
Oh man, that would be fun. But it's not very Christmas-like, unfortunately.
It's not, so we'll have to save that for another time. I feel like it would probably just be an eventing session, really. It would be like, we'll forget that we're even recording, and it's just going to be like free therapy for each other. Just like,
exactly, we're just going to rant.
Talking about why we have issues with these films and games, and then at the end of it, we'll forget what we were doing.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Oh man, all that weight lifted off our shoulders then.
You'd feel great. I reckon it'd feel really good.
Oh man. But I recently, a few days ago, I watched Klaus, and
yeah,
I know that you haven't seen it yet, so I'll be very polite as to not share any spoilers.
We're spoiler open zone. I mean, I'm not too. It's about Christmas, isn't it? So
it's a story about a spoiled boy or a young adult. I'm not exactly sure, who intentionally decides to mess up at military school or whatever it is, and so that he can return to his home and enjoy life of being rich. And his dad is like, no, not happening. You are going to the North Pole, or this specific town that I already forgot the name of, unfortunately. But you will be a postman there, and you're going to have to deliver 6,000 letters, and if you do so, you can return home. And he's obviously very sad about it. When he goes to that town or island, it's an island. The people are divided into two groups, two families, I think, or there's people with black hair and people with red hair. Let me just put it that way. And they hate each other and they fight a lot, and it's such a sad island, and nobody wants to send each other letters until he meets this man called Klaus. And this man finds a drawing by a kid, and he's like, okay, to the postman, who is this? Where can I find this kid? And he decides to give him a toy. And so the kid thinks, oh, if I give this person a letter or a drawing, I'll get a toy. And he keeps telling other children that. And that's how the main character gets the whole mail delivery thing going. And Klaus gives all these kids toys. And then he becomes kind of a myth, like the whole Santa Claus thing, of course. And it's very wholesome and super, super fun. The animation is beautiful. And of course, these families that are fighting, and then they're not. And then there's people who are like, but we need to keep fighting because that's how these things are supposed to be. And they try to mess with Klaus and the main character, Jesper. So yeah, it's super fun. It's a great animation film.
I was having a look at pictures and it looks absolutely lovely. I'm going to have to watch this week. It looks really nice.
I can definitely recommend it, yeah.
It sounds really nice too. Like it just looks really wholesome. Like even just from the still images I'm seeing, I'm like, this is a cute looking film.
It's very wholesome. You'll feel very warm and cozy inside.
Will I feel Christmassy?
Yes.
Then I am all for it. I mean, I saw somewhere that J.K. Simmons is in it. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm sold.
Right, I was trying to recognize certain voices, and I'm like, I know this person, but I don't know who it is. And I was like, oh, J.K. Simmons.
I love hearing him and things. Like, it just always makes me laugh because he's just got such a him voice. And you hear it, and you're like, it's him, it's the guy.
Yeah.
Like, that looks like a really nice film. I'm trying to think if there's anything like that I've seen. I mean, like odd Christmas films, I suppose. There's Nightmare Before Christmas is a great film. If that's a Christmas film or not, we could leave that for debate. It's got Christmas in the name. It's about Christmas. I'd say it's a Christmas film.
I mean, you should probably call it a Christmas movie, right?
Yeah,
if it's got it in the name. I don't think I've seen it though.
Have you not? You've not seen Nightmare Before Christmas?
I'm so sorry. There's a lot of Christmas movies I have not seen.
But it's not just a Christmas movie. It's a you can watch this at any time kind of film because it's about Halloween and it's about Christmas.
I've seen bits and pieces of it, but never the whole thing. Yeah.
I'm genuinely shocked. You've never.
I'm so sorry. Please don't sue me.
You're getting sued. Like, I'm genuinely surprised you've never seen it. Like, how? It's a beautiful film.
I think it's one of those movies that I just forget its existence of a lot.
Well, that's just not good enough. You need to change this around. Watch Nightmare Before Christmas and enjoy it. I'm gonna watch Klaus because it looks brilliant. I love it.
Okay.
There was one film that came out last year. Actually, I think it was last year. It was called it was called Robin. It was it was like a Christmassy animation that came out around this time last year. It was a short film, and it was like all like toy, not even toy, maybe like Christmas decoration animals, like kind of felt animals, like kind of you see their lives and they're trying to escape from an evil cat. And I remember the cat's voiced by Gillian Anderson, who's in Sex Education.
Right.
I need to watch it actually because it looks really good. But I remember seeing like loads of things for it last year. And people were saying like, "This is a really good film. You're gonna love it." And it's only a short. So I'm like, "Yeah, I think it was literally like this time last year it came out." But I was wondering if you had seen it because I feel like it's your kind of thing that you'd see. But if you haven't, I'd probably recommend because I imagine it's your type of thing.
Okay.
It's got Richard E. Grant in it as well. You'll know if you don't know his name, you'll know his face as soon as you see it. It's hard to like try and show you.
Let me pull it up. I can. Richard Grant?
Yeah, or Richard E. Grant.
Richard E. Grant. He does look familiar. What do I know him from? Right, that's Robin. Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. I have not seen. He was in Loki? Oh, right. He was one of the Lokis, wasn't he?
Yeah. He's the comic Loki. I think it was a better name for him. Pretty sure he's in Logan as well. Maybe. He might be in Logan.
Apparently in Star Wars 2.
Yeah, he's in like...
He's in a lot of things. Oh, yeah, I see Logan.
Yeah. I'm genuinely surprised you don't know him because I feel like he's such a big actor. Like, you just go, yeah, I know who he is, obviously.
I only recognize his face, but I think only from Loki. Interesting enough.
That is quite interesting. And so that just came into my mind then because I'm looking at Netflix's Christmas film selection. And I've seen quite a few which I can't believe I forgot to mention, but I do. And one is, have you ever seen Nativity before?
What's it called?
Nativity.
No, I don't think so.
Never seen. Okay, so Nativity is like, again, I think it's like probably a British Christmas classic. It's a really feel-good, funny Christmas film, which I remember watching a lot when I was younger with my siblings and family because it's a really, really nice Christmas film. I can't remember too many details. It's like about like a teacher who goes to a school and they set up a nativity because it's Christmas time, and I think the thing is they always do like the nativities aren't always that like fun, and he's like, well, I'm going to make everyone have a really fun nativity. But he doesn't really care that much about Christmas because he's got things going on in his life. And then at the end, he loves Christmas. He gets the things sorted out in his life, and they do an amazing nativity. And all the kids are super happy. It's a really good film.
Okay.
Christmas is the time for, feel good films.
Yeah, definitely. It's the no worries, just wholesomeness.
Enjoy the film. Yeah, I mean, I'm having a look at some others. I saw Krampus before, and unfortunately,
I feel like you've seen like 200% more Christmas movies than I have.
It's kind of weird. I don't remember seeing this many, but I'm looking through the list. I'm like, The Grinch. Obviously, I've seen
The Grinch. I have seen. Yeah.
The Grinch is amazing. Like, that's one of my favorites because Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey is so good, for sure.
I love that interview with him where a parent asked him to do the Grinch impression, and he does the face because he said it wasn't makeup, it's just his face.
That's insane.
I just love it so much because he said that the parent was like, oh, I thought it was makeup. He's like, no, it's just my face, and he's just doing the Grinch, and it's like, yes. Oh I'm just looking through. There's loads of Christmas films I've seen. Why can't I remember any of them? That's concerning. But yeah, Christmas films are great.
Christmas movies. Let's see. Which one have I seen? Which ones? I mean, I watched the recent Guardians of the Galaxy special.
I haven't actually seen it. Is it any good?
It's fun. It's nothing special, but it's fun. It's a new perspective into the lives of Mantis and Drax. So
okay.
That's enjoyable, I'd say. Yeah.
That's not too bad. I like the sound of that.
It's definitely fun. Which ones have I seen? I don't think I saw Bad Mom's Christmas or something.
That sounds like fun.
It's nothing. It's very weird, and I don't know why I saw it. I watched it with a friend, I believe, and it's fun though. It's funny. It's supposed to be very stupid.
Yeah, I imagine it's like, we're not going for groundbreaking story here, but we're going for fun.
Yeah. There's a lot of Christmas movies, though.
There is. I mean, I'm having a look now. Like, Home Alone are actually some of the films I've actually not seen before. I've seen bits of Home Alone.
Have you not seen any of the Home Alone movies?
I've seen bits of them, but never like, I don't think I can remember seeing a full one. I think the first one used to freak me out a bit when I was younger. Like, it used to scare me because I'm like, what does that happen to me? What if I was left home alone at Christmas and robbers came to my house? So I don't want to. I'm not that smart, but.
Oh my god! Wow.
I know. From the bits of them I have seen, though, I've loved them and they're great. I just need to actually like watch a full one, I suppose.
Okay, so me not having seen a bunch of these Christmas movies is not so bad anymore.
No. I mean, we've all seen the fair few. I mean, have you ever seen the Polar Express?
Only bits and pieces. This is not what I thought this episode was gonna be.
No, I don't know why. I both had this image in my head that we had both seen loads of Christmas films. But then I kind of realised, well, actually, I've not seen that many that I can remember, so I'll just assume that you've seen them all.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
Well, we'll just go off your stories of Christmas films. But no, never mind. We're just going. It's Christmas. It's a time to be relaxed. We're just relaxed with this episode. We're going through whatever.
Have you seen the Shrek Christmas special?
Yes, but I don't remember anything about it. But I have definitely seen it.
It's the one thing that's always on TV on Christmas Day. Because it's just like, okay, there's nothing on TV, let's just put that on. But I always use that time to just sleep on the couch.
I don't blame you. Shrek The Halls, I mean, like... Shrek The Halls, what a name for a film.
Yeah.
I might have to give that a rewatch this year, just because... I'm just looking at images of it and I forgot how... I don't remember... Maybe I haven't seen it, I feel like I have. I'm just looking at it like, oh... Goodness me, Shrek The Halls. What?
Oh, goodness me. Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely something I'm going to have to watch this year.
For sure.
But I feel like, talking about Christmas films, there's always a debate around Christmas, which I feel like people watching can probably get involved with too. Is Die Hard a Christmas film?
I think... That is an interesting debate. First of all, I love that is something people keep discussing.
Yep. There's no like final answer. It would just be a forever debate.
Yeah, exactly, and that makes them be relevant. Wow, that makes them be relevant every year, I guess.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess so. I'd say yes. Sure. Why not? Right?
I think it is. I was saying before, there was a chart I saw years ago, and it was like categorizing what makes a Christmas film, and it's like, does it have aspects of family in it? Does it have like Christmas mentioned in the film? Does it mention presents? Does it have all these things? Like Hawkeye, for example, is that Christmas? I'd say that's a Christmas series.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say so too. It's all about being home in time for Christmas.
Exactly. Die Hard is categorically a Christmas film, and I will stand by it. There's hate that comes with saying it, but it's true. Die Hard's a Christmas film, like through and through. I think it is.
Did you know Bruce Willis' opinion on that though?
Does he say it's not?
He says it's not. I got sent a TikTok by my sister where he explicitly says it is not a Christmas movie, and people are like, "Well, he doesn't know what he's talking about."
Yeah, I'd have to say that he is wrong. Yeah, it is a Christmas movie. Definitely, it is a Christmas film. Like, definitely. I mean, you can read up like things that make Christmas films Christmas film, and it's the main character comes home for Christmas. You know, someone changes their career path. Technically, in Die Hard, they do because people die. That's the end of their career path. You know, that's just how it is.
Oh, that escalated quickly.
Well, it's the film, you know. It's part of the film.
The ultimate career path.
Yeah, the career path changed.
Oh man.
It snows on Christmas is another theme. There's a big relationship misunderstanding, which again you could say there was, because the relationship between Bruce Willis's character and the one to go to kill, there seems to be a misunderstanding there that they're not friends, they're actually going to kill each other, which I would say is very Christmassy.
Very much so. Yeah.
There's someone sings a holiday song. Technically he does, because he writes on someone's shirt. It's like, ho ho ho, now I have a machine gun. That's a song to me.
Yeah, no, I feel like the way you're describing it, it can not be a Christmas movie.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how wouldn't it be a Christmas film? Like, it all makes sense to the fact it's a Christmas film.
Yeah. No, definitely. So there really shouldn't be a discussion there.
Exactly. Like, I don't know why people get so about it. Like, it definitely is Christmas film. Bruce Willis is wrong. We all know that now.
Yeah, obviously.
I mean, the movie should combine family fun, comedy, and Yuletide joy. And I would say Die Hard does all those things. There's everything for the family.
Besides, they always play it on TV around Christmas time.
Exactly, which just must mean it's a Christmas film. But I genuinely think the debate around it is quite fun. Like, it's almost like a Christmas tradition the whole world has right now. Where it's like, is Die Hard a Christmas film? Will always come about end of November, early December. The debate pops up again. You're like, yeah, it's Christmas time now because this debate has risen once again.
I mean, that's another argument, I suppose. Yeah. Like, if it always comes up around the same time around Christmas, then it's a Christmas tradition.
Exactly. I'd easily say it's a Christmas tradition at this point. It's a human race Christmas tradition. And we'll talk about Die Hard around this time.
Yeah, no, exactly. I was wondering, though, as you were explaining all those things that would make a movie a Christmas movie, have you seen, the Drake and Josh Christmas movie?
Is Drake and Josh Christmas movie?
I think it's a movie. I think so.
I'm going to Google this right now, because I don't think I have seen it. Because Drake and Josh was like one of those things I kind of just missed out on watching when I was like...
Really?
Yeah, I just didn't get a good chance to really like get into and it started to stop airing when I was like getting more into those kind of TV shows, I suppose. There is a Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh.
I remember it's probably bad now, but I remember it being very fun. And how
really?
it can't snow in California, of course. That's not really a thing. So I think they use like some kind of cheese. I'm not sure.
Cheese?
It's some kind of cheese, I believe, to make it snow. I don't know for sure. Could be that they use something completely different, but...
Yeah, I mean, I literally just Googled... I was on the Wikipedia page and I was like, well, let's just search cheese. Steve gets Sally to make snow using hard cheese, and everyone enjoys Christmas by playing in the cheese snow. Okay.
For someone who has not seen the movie, that is weird.
That's such a weird... Yeah, no, that's bizarre. Oh, there's no snow. Well, I guess we'll use cheese. That's the best... Why? Why would they think, cheese is the way to go?
I mean, it fits the story, I guess. It's super weird, but it's very fun. I remember enjoying that as a kid a lot, enough to keep watching it over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just reading it now, and it sounds... it just sounds great. Yeah, it... Drake accidentally makes an unbreakable promise to a little girl to give her family the best Christmas ever. Okay.
And then
it sounds like it's... And then they can't. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Oh, Sally's not a person. Sally's a wood chipper, right. Okay.
Right.
So Steve puts hard cheese in the wood chipper, and it lets off
Steve puts
snow.
hard cheese in a person? Was that what you were thinking?
Well, no, I kind of just thought Steve asks Sally to like, rip up the cheese
sense.
and throw it. Hey, eat this cheese, make snow. Like, why? Yeah, sure thing.
It exists. Let's put it that way.
It exists. I think I'm all for it because it sounds funny, and for some reason Kimbo Slice is in it. Okay.
Who?
He's a martial artist and boxer. He died like a few years ago, but for some reason he's in the Drake and Josh film because...
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Why not? We can do that.
Yeah. No, great. I don't remember it that well. Huh.
I feel like I need to just watch this film because I don't remember ever watching it.
I don't think it's that long, so...
How long is it? Yeah, it says like I think it shows like 94 minutes. So what's that, like an hour and a half?
Wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty long actually. I was thinking more like an hour.
I mean, it's longer than your average thing. I mean, I imagine watching it will be like the most painful thing right now because it's probably not going to hold up and it's going to feel very. I imagine it'll probably feel a bit dated.
You're gonna experience a lot of cringe. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but what is Christmas if not cringe?
Fair enough. Fair enough. You gotta cringe a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, there's always there's a bit of cheesiness, cringe that you just have with your family. That's just part of the Christmas miracle, isn't it?
Sure.
The Christmas miracle is also something that makes a Christmas film a Christmas film. If it has a miracle in it, then it's a Christmas film.
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely. Do you watch a lot of Christmas themed episodes of TV shows?
I mean, I wouldn't probably go out of my way to watch them, but like I have seen a fair few, I guess. Trying to think like. Well, that's a good question because I can't think of any that like stick out. I mean, I always think about the Friends episode where it's the holiday armadillo. Like that one sticks out to me a lot.
Right? Yeah, that was so good.
That episode is just always in my head because it's quite a nice episode. And it's like, oh, Ross is like, I don't want to have Santa, and his son's like, well, where's Santa? And he goes, how about this is the only costume I could get like last minute, an armadillo. So he just makes up this whole story about Hanukkah and why there's a holiday armadillo and Christmas, and it's like, yeah, okay, I suppose this is a great episode. And then at the very end, like Chandler comes in as Santa and then Joey comes in as Superman just because why not?
Yeah.
I don't really know any other like Christmassy episodes that I can think of. What about you? Do you watch any have you got any that you can think of?
Well, because you mentioned the Christmas Miracle, I was thinking Scrubs. There's this episode where the character Turk is very excited about Christmas because it's such a lovely time of the year, but then he's on call and the song plays the first day of Christmas, da 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 da, that kind of stuff, but it's an altered version. And it's talking about people that are dying or are in accidents and that kind of stuff. And the more he has to do, and when he gets back to his bed to sleep between those moments, he gets more and more sad and stuff. And at some point, he just loses his faith in God because everyone is dying on such a lovely day or night, So, but. Yeah, so everyone is kind of teasing him at first because, oh, you believe in God, that kind of stuff. But the whole Christmas miracle part is kind of beautiful. So there's this girl that's pregnant, but she cannot pay for it, I believe, to be in the hospital. So she leaves, and the doctor that was helping her needs to find her because. Well, I don't think the girl knows she's pregnant. I'm not entirely sure. But at some point, this Turk character, he looks outside and he sees a bit of a glare, I think, and he decides that is where he needs to be. He needs to go there right now. So he rushes. He ignores everyone, and he runs for a long time, and he helps this girl. And give birth to a boy, and it's their Christmas miracle. And it's kind of cliche, but it's also very sweet, and it helps Dirk with his faith, and I love that. Yeah.
What did you say he sees? And he knows he needs to be there. Did you see a bit of a glare? Did you say
a glare?
A glare. I said a glare like the cakey, creamy thing. I was like, oh, okay.
I'm not sure what that is.
I mean, okay. You have to see what an eclair is, but like, yeah, no, that's really nice. The minute you mentioned like a woman was pregnant and it's like near Christmas, I was like, we're gonna get baby in the manger type of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is quite nice. There's like a lot of TV episodes which I guess kind of do that sort of thing, don't they? For Christmas, they kind of have like the whole, there's a pregnant woman who needs help. Well, and there's no like. There's no one who actually knows what they're doing. I mean, Turk in that situation probably knew what he was doing more than most people. Like, a lot of the Christmas shows kind of go for, no one knows how to give birth. We'll all come together and we'll help this person give birth. And it's like, yes, Christmas is real.
Yeah. No, exactly. I love that. I also love how with Scrubs they I don't remember any of the other Christmas episodes or if there are any in particular, but I do know that every time around Halloween or Christmas, they show characters in costumes in the background. All these extras, they have Christmas hats or all kinds of Halloween stuff, and that's really fun. So if you pay attention, you do see that they're doing something with it.
That's quite nice. I like. You make me really think now. I'm trying to think like, what can I remember like a Christmassy show? You know what? You have just reminded me of one which I always remember like hit me differently, and it wasn't like super Christmassy, but it was just one episode. Do you know The Big Bang Theory?
Mm-hmm.
I will put a thing on. I don't really like the show that much because I liked it earlier on, and then it sounds really cliche and weird, but I think they went too much into the relationships and not enough into the sciencey side of things, which is why I liked it. So I was like, well,
fair, yeah.
But I always remember there was one Christmas episode where they do Dungeons and Dragons, and they have to like try and rescue Santa. And they get to the very end of the campaign, they see Santa, and Sheldon like sabotages everyone else and like vents at Santa for doing stuff. And it's because he had like a really bad experience of a Christmas when he was growing up. And I remember he storms off and he's like, I can't remember fully. I think he has like I think they try and make it funny, and he has like a nightmare that Santa comes and haunts him. He's like, why would you leave me in that dungeon? But I always remember that episode very specifically because like Sheldon obviously in Big Bang Theory isn't very upfront about how he's feeling, I guess. Like you don't really know a lot about his life because he just doesn't open up. But like that one moment where he kind of does, everyone else in that scene is just like, well, that was they're all like, well, that was really weird. No one, like, to my knowledge, like actively thinks, should we make sure he's okay? They're all like, that was really weird. Like he seems to have really weird issues with Santa. Anyway, let's move on and we'll just ignore that. I remember watching that, like why would no one go question him? He's just, he's like vented. He's obviously got something going on with Santa. But I always remember that episode really well because of that moment. But Christmas themed D&D, I remember it was super fun because they all like do Christmas carols during it to do puzzles. I remember whenever they did like a D&D episode, I was always like, yes, this is great. I love this. I need to find see Google's listening because I just typed in Big Bang Theory and the first one that came up was Christmas. So
oh, that's scary. That's really scary.
that's Google listening to me.
Aren't they always?
I'm trying to see if I can find the Santa simulation because something happened in it, and I remember Santa simulation Big Bang Theory. Let's see what I can find because I remember something happens and I'm like, this is really sad, and then they're like, no. Oh yeah, it's really sad. It's because warning, I suppose, because it is quite it's quite an emotional thing. Sheldon explained that he asked Santa to bring his granddad back to life because his granddad dies, and like that never happened, and it traumatized Sheldon because he never got his granddad back for Christmas. I remember he like says all this in front of his friends, like he goes, why couldn't you bring him back? And then he runs off and they're all like, well, that was really weird. I'm like, that feels like I remember watching it and that was really in bad taste. Like I feel like if your friend says something like that, you should make sure they're okay rather than think, that was weird.
Right. They went for a bit of comedy there that should not have been pursued, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Sheldon kind of gets his closure in his dream of Santa, but I mean, it ends with a joke, and it's like, it's fine. I always remember like, why? It's like one of those moments where like, sometimes they put the comedy ahead of what they actually should have. They probably should have we have a good opportunity to talk about this right now, and instead we're gonna make it funny, and it's like But yeah, that's a big Christmas episode I remember because Christmas D&D is just super fun.
I don't think I've seen that episode, or maybe I might have, but there's 12 seasons, so
yeah, there's too much Big Bang Theory to remember. I don't think I even watched like the last season. I don't have a clue how it ends.
I made sure to watch the final episode. I don't think I've seen the rest of the season, but the final episode I genuinely wanted to see because I like final episodes of shows. Like same with Scrubs and Friends. Like the final moments are, if we just ignore season 9 of Scrubs, it doesn't exist. The final moments are great. I love those moments. Like with the Big Bang, how Sheldon thanks everyone. It's really special.
I think I did watch the last one. I think, isn't it? They get like a Nobel Prize or something.
I believe so. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's quite nice. It's quite nice.
Yeah, it's kind of what he's been working towards for those 12 years. So yeah.
Yeah,
really nice.
I mean, it's a nice way to end it, I suppose. Like, give them all, that final ending. Give them what they want.
Yeah,
it's nice. You ever watch like the Yogscast?
Yes. Oh, are we talking about this?
We could talk about this. We have like about 20 minutes. Those are my Christmases. Like when I was younger, like I used to buy their songs on when they used to do like the charity songs. I used to buy them every year because they bring out new ones. I'm like, yeah, buying that.
Mm-hmm.
And they do like what's the stream called? Is it
Jingle Jam?
Jingle Jam, and they do the whole stream for like a month, and it's just I remember that used to be my childhood, watching different events.
Oh man, I'm so happy you know the Yogscast.
Yeah, I feel like we've spoken about them, and like, because Yogscast, I mean, like Hannah, I don't think she's part of the Yogscast anymore, but she used to do like the Advent thing.
Right.
I mean, we haven't got loads of time left, but if you think we could, or we could just.
No, let's talk about this. I'm down to talk about this for a bit. I mean, are you still watching the Yogscast nowadays, or not at all?
Not actively. I mean, I kind of follow some of them on Twitter and more check on them that way and just see what they're doing. Mainly, I've been seeing a lot of the Jingle Jam stuff because, I mean, was it 2 years ago when they actually introduced like a game jam for it?
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
I remember when I saw that, I really wanted to enter, but I just didn't have the time. I was like, this is cool.
Yeah. But I do watch them nowadays still sometimes. That was an interesting sentence. But I mean, nowadays they stream for 2 weeks rather than the whole month of December. So they can really schedule it properly and get the best content out there. And
that's cool.
Have Christmas of their own.
Yeah.
So, but I can't watch every stream, and they're not all that interesting to me. But there are some that I really love. Like the Civilization stream, I will always watch back because I love those. And Hat Films making an album and stuff like that. It's always great fun.
No, I know what you mean. Like, I didn't know they were doing that because I haven't watched it for so long. But when I was younger and I used to watch, it used to be things of like just seeing them play all different games. Like, I remember them playing. Was it Visceral Cleanup? Is that what it's called?
Viscera, I believe.
Viscera Cleanup. I remember them playing that at Christmas one year. Yeah,
something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
But yeah,
I remember watching them play that at Christmas, and like because Simon was always my favorite, just because.
Simon.
He's Simon, and like seeing him on the Christmas streams always used to make me so happy, and it's like, yeah, this is like the best time. That was like peak childhood for me, just watching Yogscast all the time.
Same. I remember watching their Tech It series.
Yeah,
and that was probably some of my favorite videos on YouTube ever. I remember loving them so much that I watched the whole thing again.
I watched the whole Jaffa Factory series like after it was done because I never watched it when it came out, and I used to watch Moon Quest when they used to release that.
Right. Yes.
And then the subsequent series that followed for a bit of the other. I remember like subscribing to all of them because they all have their own stories going on. So I go, what are they doing? Okay, they're finished. Oh, they've released a new one. What are they doing in the series now? I need to watch that. But the Jaffa Factory, I mean, that has a Christmas reference in it.
Yeah, they make a Santa on the factory, right? And the belt was below his pants, I believe.
Yeah, the Santa was an interesting British figure. I think they made Santa, and it was really funny. I won't say the name, but it was funny. I remember like being a teenager just laughing like out loud to the Jaffa Factory. Probably feeling like I shouldn't be laughing like this hard to it because this probably feels like it's for a younger age range, but I don't care because this is really funny.
Mm-hmm.
But watching them over like at Christmas time was genuinely some great moments.
For sure. I love the Yogscast, and it's always when December comes around, I'll think of them and I'll start watching them again for a bit, and then as Jingle Jam ends, I stop watching them again. And yeah, I kind of had stopped doing that a few years ago until there was this creator that I found called Joe Hickson. He made a video about how he got his dream job, which was at Yogscast, and he has a very interesting way of making videos, and that was like 4 years ago. And since then, I started watching him a lot. I've seen almost every video of his, and it's great. And he's still working with the Yogscast. But I've also started watching Yogscast again, and that's so much fun. It's great to find a creator you watched as a child, or I mean, I guess I was a child, a teenager, but enjoying them as an adult as well is very special. There's not a lot of creators you can have that with, I suppose. I still have that with Markiplier. He still makes awesome content.
I mean, I have that for someone like Pewdiepie because he's now gone into the more vlog, see his life in Japan stuff, which I'm all for because I love that. That's always been like a little dream to be able to do that kind of stuff in the future. Like just give people a piece of your life every day, I suppose. Because I think it's just really nice, and the editing style they use is really good. But I know what you mean. I know what you mean for the Yogscast, definitely, because I feel like their kind of like comedy is both they do like stories for like younger audiences, but their comedy like. They're just all like messing around. They're making adult jokes to each other all the time. It's like stuff that it's almost like kids' TV shows, and they throw in jokes to the parents watching, but they kind of just do it and they just go, "Yeah, we've just said this," and kids probably shouldn't listen to it, but oh well, it's funny, so we'll keep it in.
Yeah, exactly. I love also how the Yogscast, like when I was a kid, I wanted to be them. You know, I wanted to be part of their group, and I remember making a bunch of YouTube channels back in the day and trying to get to that point with friends, but it never worked out the same because obviously I did not have that ability to improvise like they did. They came up with stories and that made no sense at all, and they were all just jokes, but everyone was in on it, and I was so surprised by their ability to do that.
For sure. I know what you mean. Like I remember when I was younger, going like, I will be part of the Yogscast. That is the goal. And I just remember like, I mean, maybe might explain why like people like OTV now are sort of like interesting because it's like a group of people together making content is what I quite like. But seeing stuff like that, I've always been like, yeah, a group of YouTubers coming together and making fun content together it's such like a fun thing to watch because you can, especially when you can tell how close they all are, and like they're all friends, and it's like they're just kind of. It's basically doing like a podcast sort of thing, like just friends talking, having a laugh, but then like, yeah, we'll record it and maybe we'll throw a story into it as well because it works. And like, yeah,
exactly.
I mean, you just remind me like Yogscast, like the Martin did like the Christmas adventure, like Minecraft maps every year for like however many years. I remember I used to waking up every morning going, oh, the new one's out, I have to watch this right now, and it's like, this is so exciting, this is the best. Just seeing this whole Christmas story unfold, and I just remember I used to love watching them.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah, and what you said about OTV, I have that too, and I still think that I would love to have a group of people to make content with like that. You know, I would love to do that someday, but I always struggle to find the people who are as obsessed with YouTube as I am. Like I've had friends who were interested in being part of it or trying it out, but never got far. Or a friend who, when I made filmmaking related videos, who would do them with me, but he eventually kind of felt like he needed to focus more on making films rather than the videos. And I stayed behind making YouTube videos, and thankfully I've now found a lot of people that do love YouTube as much as I do and are in the game dev in this world just like yourself. But it's still like I want to be around people that have that, you know. That would be so much fun.
Yeah, like a game dev YouTuber house would be.
Yeah, that would be insane because people would be up at 3 a.m. all the time. But yeah, no, that would be so much fun. But at the same time, would it work for game dev YouTubers? I don't know. That sounds weird.
It'd almost be like you hire out a place for a week and you all do like a big game jam together kind of thing. Like an in-person game jam with different game dev YouTubers. They have like a whole week to work on this, but you live together as well for that week, and you can kind of like check in on each other and see how they're doing. I think something like that. I always like the idea of a big game jam like that, where you can actually like see what people are doing there and then. I always think they're really fun ideas.
That would be really cool, and live stream the whole thing.
Yeah, just have cameras throughout the house just filming what's going on.
Right. There was have you ever taken part in the Global Game Jam?
I did kind of last year. I helped my university like organise it a bit by setting up a Discord, and a few people joined. I didn't really have much time to take part in it, so I kind of just... I think the theme was... I want to say reflection? Was it yin and yang, maybe? Or something... Or looking in on oneself. It was something to do with that kind of...
Right. Yeah.
stuff. So I remember just playing around with doing like a mirror, because I just finished playing Celeste, and I really like the mirror stuff in that. So I was like...
That makes sense.
I was like, I'm going to make a mirror. So I did that, and I was like, okay, I've got no more time for this jam now, but have fun, everyone. But yeah, no, I haven't properly taken part of... Have you ever done a global game jam?
I have not, because the school I went to, kind of a university, I guess, they asked me to film the event back in 2018 and make a recap video of it, and that was really fun. But I didn't know at the time that I wanted to join game jams. I didn't make game development videos or anything. I just made stupid prototypes whenever I had the chance or whenever I felt like it. But that kind of sparked this thing inside me, like, ooh, making games is actually really cool. And the next year I filmed it again, and then I was like, I've really got to join this one someday. And the year after COVID happened, so I didn't get to. But I since joined other game jams, of course. But watching people and filming them while they are making a video game, and how they are losing sleep, and how they're all exhausted and eating a bunch of junk food is so much fun. I love doing that. And I don't think I would film it again, but I think I would join sometime.
I mean, global game jam's great because you can find your like local global game jam spot and join them if they're like available, which is always cool. The only thing about global game jam that I remember now is it always tends to fall on my birthday.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, because it's the end of January they usually do it on, I think, and it's like, well, that's my birthday, so I usually can't. I don't really want to spend a whole day doing dev on my... I mean, I would, but I usually can't just spend the whole day doing game dev because it's like I have other commitments to family and friends or whatnot. So I'm like, well, I'm always going to miss out a day on that. And it's like, well, I can't do game dev and I can't do the game jam. But I've always wanted to properly take part and want to do it for like the full 2 days, I think it is, the weekend.
Yeah. I think it's 48 hours, right?
Yeah.
That was the great part about filming it, being able to go home in between and being like, good luck, suckers.
Well, yeah, you've got that benefit. You're like, okay, I'm done for today. Have fun, everyone. And they're just like dying on the tables. Like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I just had to edit the videos there, and that was fun.
It's like, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have any cool plans for Christmas now and New Year's?
Ooh, do I have any cool plans? I don't think I do. I'm going home over the Christmas breaks. I'll be there for a week. Probably painting Warhammer is probably going to be my thing.
Oh, right. I saw that on Twitter. Nice.
Yeah. I've got a big robot to do as well when I go back. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm looking forward to doing all that. But honestly, there's not too much. I mean, just before New Year's, like on the 30th, there's like a Hans Zimmer concert.
Ooh.
Orchestra thing. I remember they're doing all different movie pieces like from Interstellar and Man of Steel. So I'm going to go see that, which I imagine will be quite cool.
That sounds fun, yeah.
But what about you? Have you got any cool plans for the holiday period?
Well, there's Christmas is usually 2 days in the Netherlands, which is a weird thing. We have the 25th and the 26th, which is just the Netherlands making like, okay, we want more money. But usually the first day we, weirdly enough, after it existing for like 13 years or more, we use the Wii, the Nintendo Wii, on Christmas Day, which is always fun. But no, usually there's eating, there's a big feast. And other than that, it's not that interesting, not that exciting. And on New Year's, I just spend time enjoying that top 2,000 songs. And that's all I do, really.
I'm looking forward to hearing what's number one this
year. It's gonna be Bohemian Rhapsody.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, it's already actually public, I believe.
So, is it done?
Yeah, you can vote until from December 1st to December 7th.
Right.
And after that, you'll get to know.
And they just play it.
They start on Christmas Day, yeah.
And then they just play the whole top 2,000.
Yeah, and I love how it's the songs you vote for, you get an email saying which ones made it to the top 2000.
That's cool.
And when they when they are played. So the exact times too. That's really fun.
No, it's really nice. My song made it. I can listen to it.
You can vote for 35, and I believe 32 of mine made it into the list. So
that's pretty good.
There's some really good ones. Oh man, I'm so excited.
You have to send me the list. I'll look for it myself.
All right. Yeah, sounds good.
You just made me think as well. Like Christmas, you say like the 26th is also a day. Like, does it have a name in the Netherlands? Because we just called the 26th Boxing Day, and usually things.
Really? Is that a thing?
Yeah. It's like there's nothing like particularly planned. It's just kind of like. I'm not sure where it comes from specifically. My head wants to say it's because you have all the boxes left over from like Christmas presents.
Oh,
stuff.
wow.
So it's like Boxing Day tends to be a bank holiday for us, I think, because like you just take the day off anyway and just have that day to relax and get over Christmas and go out and eat more food if you want to.
Right. Well,
does it have a date?
In the Netherlands, it's actually called. We have, if I were to translate it, it's first Christmas Day and second Christmas Day.
Love that.
So
easy,
it's very
precise.
simple. Yeah. We have the same with Easter, which also makes no sense because of the meaning behind Easter. But
so you have like first Easter, second Easter.
Yeah, and it's always Sunday, Monday, and we have days off, and like great. There's also another thing. Oh man, I don't know what the English term for this one is. It's a day called Pinksteren. And I'm not, again, I don't know what the English term is, but we also have 2 of those, and I don't think there's a reason for that either. But that's
Other than
great.
People wanted an extra day off.
Yeah, people love extra days off here, and I'm not complaining. Not that I get those days off, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Christmas, first Christmas Day and second Christmas Day.
Which do you prefer, first or second Christmas?
I think second, because I don't have to feel as guilty about not really being part of the whole thing. I get to do my own thing.
Right, I can relate to that. I think that's kind of the thing with Boxing Day. Boxing Day is the day you get to spend on your own if you want to, not have any commitments, and enjoy anything you opened the previous day. Because if you get a new nerdy toy and you're like, I want to play with this, Boxing Day is your friend.
Exactly.
Get a new game, but Boxing Day is your day.
Yep. No, for sure. I will probably be playing on my new Nintendo Switch then, because I just ordered it.
Let's go. That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch that's a good second Christmas Day.
Yeah,
thing to
I'd
do.
say so too. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We should definitely play Mario Kart someday, and hope I can beat you. Probably not, but I can always hope.
Mario Kart will be good. You should get Switch Sports as well.
I did get it too, because now we don't have to use 25-year-old Wii. I don't know how old it is. We can use a Switch.
Yeah, probably a good choice. I've been playing it recently. It's got a lot of good games on it.
Yeah? Nice.
Yeah, it'll have fun.
Alright, I think then that's going to be our Christmas episode.
Yay!
We somehow were able to fill it up.
Yes, thank you to the Yogscast for their special feature.
Thank you. Alright. Well, I'm looking forward to talking more about games in the next year. That's going to be fun.
Yes.
We got some ideas for that, I think. And,
games and game dev making an actual comeback to the podcast.
We will talk about those as game developers.
Yes.
And, well, thanks everyone for listening to the podcast, this one and the previous few episodes.
Yes.
I think this is really fun. I'm enjoying talking to you. It's good.
Same. I'm enjoying talking to you and to you.
Yes. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks, subscribe. Everyone.
Have a great holiday period and enjoy your new year.
Yes. And tell us what your favorite Christmas movie is.
Yes. Tell us your favorite Christmas film, and is Die Hard a Christmas film? You should tell us that too.
The answer is yes, just in case we're confused.
It definitely is, but we want to see why you're wrong.
Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.